Alright, so we are back again with another video, and I cannot tell you all how excited I am for today's video because it is the kickoff, the start off of a new sort of series building up to a month from now. I know if you all are fans of this, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but today we're going to be finally revisiting Spider-Man 2. This is arguably the best Marvel comic book movie of all time in a lot of people's minds. I love the original Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. If you all have been with the channel long enough, about a year ago I did the first Spider-Man movie in the Raimi trilogy, so you guys are gonna have to go over there and check that one out if you want to see my first reaction to that. But I'm super excited about this because of the new Spider-Man 3 No Way Home movie coming out in December, supposedly bringing our three homeboys back together. I'm very excited to see if that's actually gonna happen. So I thought, what better way to celebrate my absolute favorite comic book character than to watch all of the old Spider-Man movies leading up to that movie coming out. So you guys are gonna have to let me know if you want this to continue by smashing that like button and hitting up those comments. I don't care what you comment, I don't care what you like, just make sure you do it. I'm really excited about this. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I couldn't think of a better time to do it than right now with you all along with me. But before we hop into it, if you guys could go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button, make sure to leave a comment. Also follow me at the two social medias, Twitter, Instagram, both fun times. Don't forget to check me out at twitch.tv/moviesinDepth, where we are currently streaming Detroit Become Human, Call of Duty Vanguard. It's a fun time. Come check out the stream, give it a follow, maybe even a subscribe, and you won't regret it by heading on over there. Also, don't forget to check out the Patreon at patreon.com/moviesinDepth for the full uncut leaked reaction to this and all other movies and TV shows covered on the channel as well. But before we hop into today's video, I want to tell you about today's video sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all the information sent between your device and the internet. If you're like me and you enjoy watching TV shows and movies on streaming services, but you can't watch all of the TV shows and movies that you want based upon your location, then Surfshark has you covered. You can access and unblock content libraries and streaming services from other countries like the entire Netflix catalog. Also, I have had issues on the channel, if you've been following for a while, with cybersecurity in the past, and Surfshark has you covered there as well. Surfshark VPN can help you secure your online data by encrypting it and helping to protect your personal information when you're using public Wi-Fi. By using my code MoviesInDepth, which you can find in the description and the top pinned comment, you can get 83% off and an additional 4 months free. Once again, thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. I don't know if it was just me, but back in the day, this was my favorite intro to any comic book movie of all time with that music. Oh, it gets me so hyped! Oh, just because I just saw that in the title sequence, I have to go ahead and point it out. If you all knew how much I screamed like a little girl when I saw the Goblin's ball come rolling into the screen on the trailer for No Way Home, Willem Dafoe. I can't wait to see you, my friend.
I made a choice once to live a life of responsibility.
Sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Gwen Stacy is the GOAT when it comes to female protagonists in Spider-Man movies, and Emma Stone is perfect.
Stop!
Don't you realize it's pizza time?
8 extra large deep dish pizzas.
To think this man went from this to performing in M. Night Shyamalan's The Avatar: The Last Airbender. This was better.
I killed you.
This is your last chance. You have to go 42 blocks in 7.5 minutes.
You know you're Spider-Man when you can't keep down a pizza delivery job. And in reality, this should be the easiest job of all time for him.
What are you, stupid?
Nope, just trying to avoid a cab door. Put that suit to use, baby!
He stole that guy's pizza!
Thank you, God. I think the thing that I love the most about this movie is that it doesn't only focus on Spider-Man, it focuses on Peter and his day-to-day life and how much of a mess he is right now because of Spider-Man. That you don't always get to see. You see what the superheroes have to deal with, but you don't get to see what the actual person has to deal with.
I'm not paying for those.
Glad to know we're in New York. Now it's official.
Get your pretty little portfolio off my desk.
There's no one better to play J. Jonah Jameson than J.K. Simmons. Don't at me.
All right, Mr. Jameson.
Stinks. Robbie, there's your page 1.
It's terrible. Page 1!
300.
That's outrageous. Done. Give this to the girl.
I never know what to think he's actually thinking in his head.
Chin up, okay?
Where's the date between them? We never got to see that. That would have been fun.
Get it done, or I'm failing you.
I don't know what it is about me. Maybe I'm a masochist, but I love it when our hero just gets kicked and kicked and kicked and kicked till he has nowhere else to go, or she, and then finally has to get themselves up to fight back and to become the better version of themselves.
Peter, it's your birthday.
He doesn't even remember his own birthday. I forgot that. Oh, that's so sad.
Hi, MJ.
Hi.
Well, this is awkward.
I'm head of special projects. We're about to make a breakthrough in fusion.
Well, it just so happens that I have to be writing a paper on fusion, so there's no way this could have any influence over the movie, huh?
I've been kind of busy.
Taking pictures of your friend.
You suddenly got a little creepier there when you looked at me there, Harry. Again, what else can we pile on top of Peter's to-do list?
Oh, what then?
You trying to kill me?
You can take this money from me. For God's sake, it's not much. Now take it.
Why do you rip my heart out? Like, I could cry over how good she is in this movie. Everybody's had a grandmother or a parent or someone like them where they care about their kids and the ones that they love way more than anything to do with themselves.
Hey, you're still here.
The perfect girl next door.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. What?
Anyone else want to add to the emotional trauma that we've already had in the past 20 minutes? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Happy birthday.
Are we trying to speed run how many times Movies in Depth can cry in 2 hours?
I'm seeing somebody now.
Of course you are.
Hi.
What's high? Can I spend it?
I don't have money for you, but I can give you a nice crisp high five.
I have ears like a cat and eyes like a rodent.
Is that a good thing?
Hi, Pete.
She is the girl that Peter doesn't deserve. Just want to throw that out there. Her cookies later on, especially in Spider-Man 3. Peter does her dirty.
Well,
I guess we're in the no rent, no restroom policy.
Nobel Prize. We'll see you in Sweden.
Nice talking to you, Harry.
Like a perpetual sun providing renewable power for the whole world.
Isn't there a famous line somewhere or another that says you don't mess with the sun?
Did Edison sleep before he turned on the light? Did Marconi sleep before he turned on the radio?
Do you know either of these questions?
Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't really know.
Well, shouldn't you know? Who would know?
That sounds like the question a scientist would ask himself.
But if you want to get a woman to fall in love with you, feed her poetry.
For being a scientist, he's got some suave in him. Has there been one thing in this movie that's gone right for Peter so far? That's the better question.
Man! Where's my money?
If you're so upset about it, why don't you just evict him at some point? There's obviously something else going on here. You remember what movie we're in, right? He's not gonna be able to go see her that easy. Oh, his bike!
How'd you do that?
You know, eat your green vegetables.
I want to cut to 20 years later and they're the most jacked kids of all time. God, the budget's up for this movie!
Then you think we should forgive them?
Remember the movie you're in!
Shoelace.
Look at the man, the myth, the legend.
Miss Watson, she's a friend of mine. She asked me to come.
But not to come late.
Do you think that he would stop him if he knew the lead actress in the play? Not if he wants to keep his job. Beauty of filmmaking. Don't have to say a single word and so much just happened. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there anything else that needs to happen to Peter? Testing out a Halloween costume. Don't mind me.
It rides up in the crotch a little bit, too.
Only thing that can really save it is the baby powder. You know what? I'm actually impressed that he found that thing, given the fact that it was run over in the middle of the street.
If my enemies found out about you.
The thing that you can't deny about Peter is that his motivations are only noble. He's only looking out for other people. You also have to care about yourself, too. And that's what this movie tries to teach him.
Has anybody lost a large roll of $20 bills in a rubber band? Because we found the rubber band.
Sorry, just a little dad joke humor for you. You don't even have to think about it twice. You look at those things and you're like, huh, how to start an evil plot. Crowd, that's me. He's like, oh, what's a good idea? Let's have this thing literally inject itself into your spinal cord.
Which is why I developed this inhibitor chip to protect my higher brain function.
You're telling me that little pea-sized thing that could easily get broken is the only thing controlling these things from taking over you? What could go wrong?
Fasten your seatbelts.
Let's go. But here's the thing, even he has to think, are you gonna be there with those arms, controlling it at all times? What was his thought process there? Did they not test this before all these people showed up? You're welcome. Oh, the imagery there. Otto, you just made your bed. Now sit in it. What was that about your little chip?
I have nothing left except Spider-Man.
He saved your life, sir.
To be fair, that was one experiment. You've got to be able to invest and then reinvest.
Cut off these mechanical arms, slice up the harness.
And this is when we had Raimi decide, you know what? We're actually going to turn this into The Evil Dead. Even to this day, this scene gives me the skeeves. This is better than a lot of modern horror movies. Whoa! Hope y'all enjoyed those medical degrees. It's like Marvel forgot what movie they were in at some point. The fingernails. Peace out. Oh, it's so good. Also, as a scientist, why in the world would you think, okay, here's this floating barge that has no support whatsoever. Let's put a nuclear fusion idea inside of it and see how it goes.
What are we gonna call this guy?
Dr. Octopus. Doctor Strange.
That's pretty good, but it's taken.
I didn't know that they referenced Doctor Strange in this universe. That's actually pretty funny.
I heard Spider-Man was there.
He knows that Peter is Spider-Man this whole time.
Could you pay me in advance?
You think I'm gonna show you this meme any other way?
Monstrous things should be at the bottom of the river, along with me.
You know, I would have been interested to see what would have happened if he had actually tried to take his own life before this whole next part happens. Like, what would these arms have done if the host didn't want to be alive anymore?
It was working, wasn't it?
I don't know, Doc. You've got this whole Jekyll and Hyde thing going on in your eyes right now.
Steal it? No, I'm not a criminal.
Tell that to the 5 doctors / nurses that you just killed back there.
At least we get the toaster.
That's only with a deposit of 300 or more.
Can't even give this poor woman a toaster? How do you go to sleep at night? Also, why do they have a comically large Acme safe back here?
Peter?
Imagine how you would feel as the grandma that Peter literally leaves you to die.
Oh no.
Marvel timing!
Ow!
And you wouldn't give her the toaster. Peter, there was someone in that cab. Is there a T-Rex out here? Is it even a New York story if we don't have our King Kong moment?
Butterfingers.
You bitch. Now that was a hell of a catch. Even for back then, look how good these graphics were. Like, this still holds up to today's standards by a whole lot. Woo! That's our girl! You know, there might be other people in those apartment buildings, right, police officers?
We sure showed him.
What do you mean, we?
Oh.
You could have just said, well, that was a mean right swing.
Oh, here, get a shot of the mayor and his girlfriend. Wife.
God, J. Jonah Jameson, what did you just do?
The handsome, the heroic, the delicious.
Did she just say delicious? One thing nobody ever mentions about MJ in these storylines is, to be fair, she's totally justified, but she is petty. Like, she looks over at Peter and is like, oh, I'm sorry. You see who I'm walking with? You see what you could have been? Yeah, now be jealous.
Oh, you.
Well, it's nice to meet you too.
But my best friend, who cares so much about me, can't make an 8 o'clock curtain.
I can't defend Peter on this one. This is where he's got to sort out his priorities, sort of thing.
He's nothing to me but an empty seat.
I think this movie just said, hey, movies in depth, here's your heart. Let me just... Can he get anything for this movie? Like, nothing goes his way. Can't get the last hors d'oeuvre, can't be there on time, can't even get a damn drink at a freaking benefit.
Isn't that right?
Huh?
Let's just keep adding to the list here.
Beautiful Miss Mary Jane Watson has just agreed to marry me.
Let's just keep adding to the list here.
Oh no.
Do I even need to say it at this point? Also, is no one else gonna mention the fact that Tobey Maguire in that suit is kind of dummy thick? I know this is nitpicky, but he did not cut off the back of that cigar.
My diagnosis? It's up here.
Are you sure you want to be taking advice from a doctor wearing a tie-dye shirt under his lab coat?
Maybe you're not supposed to be Spider-Man climbing those walls. You always have a choice, Peter.
The tie-dye shirt wearing doctor has given the best advice of the entire movie. Why? That is one of the saddest shots in the entire MCU. One of the coolest things about this movie is that it really does answer the question, what happens if Spider-Man just stopped being Spider-Man? How would he readjust back to his old life? I always found that such an interesting thing that they delved into in this movie.
0.23 electron volt.
Another subtle thing is that they show Dr. Connors, one of the most famous characters in the Spider-Man universe, eventually becomes the Green Lizard. He doesn't have his arm there. Thought that was pretty cool.
Of course, I have been rather reckless.
You've got a show to do. You might want to respond.
I am glad to hear it.
If y'all have ever done theater before, yeah, our stage managers are godsends.
You once told me you love me.
You're too late.
Does your other guy make your jaw drop if you show up for a show?
I have to go.
Oh, I love MJ.
Flowers? How much? You spend any more on this thing, you can pick the daisies off my grave.
He is me when I was planning my wedding. A look says 1,000 words.
I'm responsible.
For what?
Again, for the 50th time this movie, do we need to add anything else to the list of things that Peter has to deal with in this movie?
I held his hand when he died.
I think it's taken me until now to figure out why he did this now, but I think it's because he's trying to say goodbye to every aspect of Spider-Man, and that was something he was holding on to all this time. Do you see the support beams in there? Like, it's literally crooked as it is, and you're trying to put the power of the sun right next to it? For the love of Christ, how many T-Rexes are in this city?
You'll destroy the city! You're a hack!
A hack with the means to splat.
How do I find him?
Peter Parker.
Don't hurt Peter!
You literally just set a madman on him. What do you think he's gonna do? 75%? Jesus Christ! Now, I swear to God, if I find any green goblins hiding around here. If any time it was to be Spider-Man again, it would be right this second.
Nothing.
She is so sweet.
Would you like a piece of chocolate cake?
I would love a piece of chocolate cake. Can I get one good thing going in this movie?
I'm quite able to take care of things myself.
Just because you can doesn't mean that I can't come help. I hate it when people do that.
I love you, Peter. So very, very much.
Aunt May is the grandmother we don't deserve.
Lord knows, kids like Henry need a hero.
How did Peter talk himself out of that one with the fact that he just abandoned Aunt May at the bank? Anytime I hear that music, I always get goosebumps. It's time to get our Spider-Man back! That was a pretty far jump to go for there, Peter. Oh, God. You're back with bruises.
My back.
Lean your head back for me. Yeah, just do it.
I'm gonna introduce you to one of my kinks. And it sets in that it's not the same.
I'm back on the moon.
And she's like, I'm in an apartment in New York. I would love if she just looked at the camera and said, damn it, Peter.
I was afraid to trust you.
There's more for me to say. I maybe rushed.
Peter, why?
I thought I could be there for you, Mary Jane, but I can't.
This breaks my heart every single time I hear it. Look at her face. How could you do this to her?
Do you love me?
I don't.
Son of a spider pig.
Does whatever a spider pig does.
Kiss me.
Kiss you.
I need to know something.
She's so smart. So smart. I love that about her character. Yes, I know that they do the whole she's always needing saving thing a lot, but she does realize that he's Spider-Man, which is a lot more than other people. Not again. Oh, it's so good. Raimi, you madman.
Spider-Man was a hero.
What was that about being a hero?
He's a menace to the entire city.
Page 1! The only thing I don't know about Doc Ock is the fact that, you know, Octavius didn't get any stronger. So how can he take all these hits from Spider-Man, who is really, really strong? The arms are strong, but anything to the body, like, that should just be a normal guy. Insert one of the most badass comic book fights of all time. Also, he's been out of commission for how long and is able to come back just like this. Imagine if he was at peak form. I don't think Doc Ock would have stood a chance. Now, in what universe do these trains need to actually go that fast? Oh, that's so crazy that his spidey sense can go all the way out there.
Any more bright ideas? Yeah!
Do you realize who you're talking to? Come on, Peter! Make sure you poop today! Oh my God, my toes are so fucking curled right now. I even know how it ends, and that still stresses me out every time I watch it. This next shot is just genius. The whole city just lifting him up after what he just sacrificed for them. Y'all do remember this is Spider-Man 2, right?
Very well.
Well, that didn't take long. Thanks, New York. Jesus Christ, look how big that thing is.
That's what she said.
Can't be.
So what you gonna do now, Harsif?
He's making the machine again. When that happens, she'll die along with half of New York.
That's a good question. I didn't think about this. Why would he keep MJ after he got Spider-Man, right? Like, what's the point? Just as maybe a contingency if Spider-Man tries to stop him? He's like, I hear a little spider.
Well, I'm not.
Why do these machines always have a giant plug? You know where this wouldn't have happened? On somewhere with solid ground. That is a good tie over from earlier when Aunt May did the same thing. Also smart that this time it doesn't rely solely on just that power.
I can't destroy it.
I won't.
You're letting the machine control you.
To do what's right, we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most.
That's a fantastic line. He's like, well, shit.
Listen.
Imagine having to reason with the machines that you created.
The river. Drown it.
Maybe subconsciously he did it over here, over the river, because he, in the back of his mind, thought, well, worst comes to worst, this is how I can stop it. Legend to a legend. Still think I'm a good for nothing? This is one of the best Marvel comic book movies of all time, but it also is one of the most memed comic book movies of all time as well.
This is really heavy.
Scoot your boots at this point, sweetie.
You do love me.
I do.
Even though you said you didn't.
Goosebumps!
I will not die a monster.
We love to see it.
Spider-Man will always have enemies. I can't let you take that risk.
But that's not your decision to make. But you know where your heart really is. And we've still got Grumpy McGee over here.
Hello?
You didn't think your father left you with nothing, did you? If they had done this in the right way, I think this could have been one of the most amazing finales of all time. But then they started crowding the third one. But that's for a different movie. Oh, this is such a good next shot. I love it. Sorry, everybody here at the wedding. You're actually here for nothing. Where's Parker? Get the picture.
Call Deborah. Tell her not to open the caviar.
The first thing that goes through his mind. Let's go, MJ! And this is the first time you've seen her truly happy. And this just make your heart warm.
So here I am, standing in your doorway. I've always been standing in your doorway.
Why is this movie so good?
Isn't it about time somebody saved your life?
Yes!
Thank you, Mary Jane Watson.
Rip my heart into a million pieces. I love this fucking movie.
Go get him, Tiger.
That is one of my favorite shots of the whole movie, is just MJ taking it in, what she just agreed to. All right, so that was Spider-Man 2, probably my favorite, if not second favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. I love that movie so much. Every single time that I watch it more and more, I just find new things to appreciate about it. It just really knows how to kick Peter down as far as he can go. And at the very end, we finally get to see that redemption moment and that come to realization that he can do some things for himself. He can find love, he can have happiness, but I love the growth. I love the characters. I love doing this. Please let me know in the comment section and by liking this video if you guys want to see me continue to react to the other Spider-Man movies. These are some of my favorite movies of all time. I think I have some fun things to say about them, but it's all leading up to No Way Home. I cannot wait for that movie to come out. It's going to be so fantastic. But if you like what you saw here today and you want to see more, if you could subscribe, hit the like button, please leave a comment to let me know that you all are enjoying these. Also, follow me at the 2 social medias, Twitter, Instagram, both fun times. Don't forget to check me out at twitch.tv/moviesinDepth, where I'm currently streaming Detroit Become Human and Call of Duty Vanguard. Will be live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the day this video goes live, so make sure to head over to the page, give it a follow, maybe even a subscription if you're feeling frosty. And also check me out at patreon.com/moviesinDepth for the full uncut length reaction to this and all other movies and TV shows covered on the channel as well, including exclusive Patreon content like You Season 3, Firefly, Supernatural. It's a great time, so head on over there. Once again, thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. And besides all of that, I'll Spider-Man 2 you all in another one.